So this is a Weapon X boss, and I'm using Warlock. It's 5 a.m. I'm super stressed out. We're up 6-2. It's a must-win war. We have to go 2-0 to Lock Masters. 1-1 gives us a chance, but we have to sweat it out as the rankings kind of sort itself out. I get light intercepted near the end, and inside I'm freaking out, and my heart just sinks. But we'll get to that in a bit. I'll catch you in a minute. Hey guys, welcome to war number 11 of season 29. I'm fighting for the alliance SAS, and for this war we are matched up against an Asian alliance. Looking at their alliance info, looks like they placed in Plat 2 last season, but they have a bunch of loaded accounts, set up a pretty tight defense, and they were definitely fairly clean on attack, so I'm not sure what's up there, whether this is a shell alliance or if they just rebuilt and found a new direction with war. Regardless, we do need to win this one. If we go 2-0, we lock Masters. If we split, we go 1-1. We leave it up to chance, so pretty stressful on our end for sure. I've got 5 fights here with a pretty light Section 1 and Section 2, both torch fights. We were taking on a Ebony Maw on Path 5 on Ebb and Flow Knockdown Heavy Hitter, Professor X on Path 2 in Section 2 with Strike Counter and Hard Knock Life, and then the more important fights later on within Apocalypse Mini, a Mangog Mini, and we are assigned the Weapon X boss at the end. This is our attack team. Warlock is tagging along. He's had some good usage for us this season. He's at rank 3, Sick 40. He's going to take on the Apocalypse and the Weapon X at the end. Human Torch taking on the first 2 fights of the war with the Ebony Maw on Heavy Hitter and the Professor X on Path 2 in Section 2. And rounding out the team is Magic. She's a rank 5, Sig 200. Trusty old Magic, she's taking on the Mangog on Node 54, the second to last fight of the war. Let's get it started here. This is Node 11. This is Ebb and Flow Knockdown and Heavy Hitter. Pretty straightforward fight. We've taken this a bunch this season. Should be pretty straightforward as long as we have our reparries down and understand that we can't punish the heavy. So the plan is to reparry, rely on that to get our knockdowns in, or just stay close so that he throws his light as the first attack in his combo, which we can parry. This should be pretty straightforward. Life has picked up for sure with work and whatnot. You can see my mind definitely was not fully in it here as I try to punish the first heavy. Thankfully for us, it's not that much of a consequence. We just took down a little bit from the degen, but we're able to recover, kind of find our feet again and get back to the rhythm of the fight. As you can see, we are getting our parries in. We have hit Flame On, and we're in a good spot here. We just need to find one more opportunity to knock him down. We have the special 2 available, which is going to stun, and that's going to give us a chance to stack more damage over time effects just to close this one out. We're in a good spot, and the only price we had to pay was a little bit of potion usage, and that's okay. So a little bit of a scary moment, but not to worry. We get through that first fight with all 3 attack bonuses, so can't really complain there. Moving on to Node 31. This is our second fight on Path 2 in Section 2, Strike Counter, Block Penetration, and Hard Knock Life. The matchup here is Human Torch versus Professor X. So my plan here is I'm just not going to parry stun him, just to completely ignore the Hard Knock Life node here. Professor X is a pretty good matchup for Human Torch. It's all energy based, so I'm going to naturally ramp up my smolders, and I'm not too worried about preserving my health total here, because this is the only fight that I need Human Torch for. I did activate Flame On here just to be super safe. I want to make sure I get through this fight without any mishaps. So you can see I'm kind of just turtling up, letting him hit into me, and I'll fire off the special 2 here just to get the stun. Try and get some extra damage in, stop the block penetration counters from stacking up too much, but as you can see, we don't have to worry about that too much. We take a decent amount of chip damage, but Professor X goes down fairly smooth. So just trying to bypass anything with Hard Knock Life, just trying to avoid the block penetration charges snowballing, as well as me kind of forgetting that my defensive ability accuracy is reduced. So play that one super safe. Moving on to Node 51, Hurt Locker Power Focus 1, Enhanced Special 1, and Power Drain. This is Warlock versus Apocalypse. We did do a willpower check. Notice that Willpower Mastery is active for the defender, so it should be fairly straightforward with Warlock. Once you get the infection up, it's just a matter of keeping APOC pinned against the wall. Also have to be mindful of Hurt Locker. I have slipped up at least once or twice this season, forgetting that I have to alternate my special usage, so I don't want to randomly eat degen here, and I completely space out, forget that the special 1 is unblockable. So I ended up eating that first special one. Gratefully, I did use an invulnerability boost just to be safe. I may as well. It's the last 2 wars of the season, and this win is important, so that definitely did pay off there. But now I'm on high alert. I'm not gonna let myself get clipped from another special 1. Just not sure if that can kill me. But we get to our special 2. We're in a good spot here. We have the fight under control. We have a bunch of debuffs active. Our infections are definitely stacking. As you can see, his power bar is constantly draining. So I do have to keep an eye out in case he does cross over that first bar of power and throws his special 1 in time before it gets drained. But the rest of the fight here is pretty much just keeping him against the wall. I probably should have thrown an SP3 instead of the special 1. I do end up losing some of the infections, but the fight is in so much control for us that it doesn't really matter. As you can see, I'll get back to my special 2 here, and I'll probably throw it after this combo. There we go. With Power Focus 1, we don't really have to worry about him getting to his special 2, so we can play fairly aggressively now that we have him in the corner. I miss a hit here. I get a little bit tagged, but no worries. We're in the red zone. We have a ton of health to work with. We've done a decent job alternating our specials, and apart from completely eating that first special 1, this fight went decently clean, setting us up for our last 2 fights of the war as we close this one out. This is a Mangog on node 54 for our second and last fight, and this one's a little bit traumatic for me. I think I gave up a death to this fight 3 seasons ago, my first season with this alliance here. It was using Dr. Octopus, but this time I get to use magic here. I will use an advanced power boost, as well as all that good stuff with the Mystic power boost and the 12% Mystic special boost. So the plan here is to just medium, light, back off and parry. I'm going to try and avoid needing to backdraft or stand-up intercept as much as I can. There's no need for me to do that in case the fight gets hairy and I'm under pressure of either timing out or needing to finish him before the chip damage gets me. But he does cross that first bar of power. That's all good. We get to our special 2, we lock him down, and at this point I'm just trying to get him against the wall. I'm going to 4-hit combo, back off, just to give me as much space as possible to work with our parries. I don't want to miss parries and get and eat combos. We don't have the luxury of having an invuln boost here because we do have a power start 1. So no worries. We do have the benefit as well of the Warlock synergy. It's going to juice up our damage a bit, which is always helpful in a fight like this, even though it is super repetitive and fairly predictable. You just never know with Aspect of Evo and all the chip damage kind of adding up over time. But you can see we're in a good spot. We're 50 hits in. We've got him halfway. Our rhythm is pretty solid at this point. We are missing a few parries, but thankfully we do have the reparry down. And if he throws this heavy, it's fairly easy to get out of the way and continue punishing. So I don't want to take any unnecessary risks here and give up a death. I believe at this point it is 6-2. So we do have a bit of a lead. It was really tight, and all of a sudden they gave up 3 deaths kind of out of nowhere, giving us a little bit of room to breathe. But still, just knowing how critical this war is, I don't want to give one up, especially to use such a straightforward fight like this one. It's been a while since I played Magic. I think the last time I've done a fight like this was that same season. It was a Sorcerer Supreme, so it's been a while since I've used her. In any capacity, both in content and Alliance War, but thankfully we are able to get through that fight cleanly. I was really happy about the execution there, and the final boss awaits us. So it's like 5 a.m. here. I couldn't really sleep, definitely in part from the stress of worrying about this fight and knowing how tight this war was and how important. Thankfully, it was still 6-2 when I was taking this, so I knew that there was a little bit of cushion, but knowing that if we went 1-1 at the end of the season, every little attack bonus would matter in terms of maybe squeaking in there in that 20 rank in Masters or maybe that 19 rank. So I am loaded up here. I'm going to use all the boosts I can. The plan here is to get to my special 2, kind of just chain those together and just hope and pray that I get Weapon X down before he gets me. So he hits Rage first. I'm just backing off, letting the Unstoppable kind of tick down. I missed there, so I've eaten up 1 hit out of my invulnerability boost, but we've kind of got the rhythm now. He does have 1 bar of power. I'm going to try and bait that out, and then hopefully just chain an SP2 here to see how much damage that's doing, and not a lot. That's not a lot of damage, so at this point I know I'm in for a long one. It was a little bit stressful here, just trying to get into the right rhythm, get him against the wall so I can start backdrafting and kind of keeping that rhythm going. But you can see we don't have an infection on him, so he is regenerating. We aren't power draining him, so it's a little bit of a standstill here. I am waiting for him to throw the special 1. I can punish it, and it's just a matter of trying to get some infections up. I probably should have thrown my special 2 there, or actually maybe not. He would have went into rage mode, so it was a good thing I didn't. He clips me on the back, on my backing up there, so not ideal. I don't have any more invulnerability hits to give, so got to get through the larger portion of the fight completely clean here. Any hit I do take is going to knock my life total down now. In hindsight, I really wish I was more comfortable light intercepting. I should have repped that out a little bit more rather than relying on the medium dash intercepting, also known as backdrafting. And you'll see why in a little bit. It's just a little bit more reckless. You don't have a lot of room for error. Just so, like right there, I medium dashed, I got parried, end up eating a bunch of hits, and at this point my heart is starting to beat out of my chest, knowing that I don't really have any more room for error. But we do have a good rhythm of the fight here. He throws a special 1. We are backdrafting against the wall. Our infections are kind of sticking a little bit, and I'm just backing up here trying to find the right opening. We do heal a little bit back from the adrenaline mechanic. Super clutch there. I'm throwing my special 3. I should have thrown my special 2 there. Getting pushed to my special 3 is definitely a mistake. Ideally, I try and get a bigger chunk of damage in, try and finish him out before he can get me. Here we go. Throws a special 1, and we're kind of just keeping him against the wall, backdrafting as well. That was a lucky one there. We definitely could have gotten punished as he didn't fully commit to the dash there. We just got him in between his animations, and I'm trying to get to my special 2. I stopped just short. So we're in a good spot here at this point. I'm feeling pretty good about the fight. I feel like I can close it out here. I just need to kind of find that one last opening. I don't. I get light intercepted, and in the blink of an eye, this fight is over. So really frustrated at this point. I felt like I had control, even though I slipped up a bunch, and I thought I had what it took to finish that one out. Fortunately, I didn't, and I kind of back out, reassess, kind of gather my composure again, and go back in for round 2, knowing exactly what I need to do to kind of finish it out. I'm not really worried about finishing here, just I don't have that much of the fight left to kind of knock out. But I am trying to kind of manage my emotions here. I am a little bit on tilt, pretty frustrated with the way that went. And I guess at that point it's kind of out of my control. Just have to make sure I don't let that snowball and give up the second attack bonus. The score is 6-3, so I know that we most likely do have the win, as I'm one of the last few fights of our war. But it still doesn't feel great. End up securing that second attack bonus. But yeah, that's a death on me for sure. Not happy about that. But we do get the win here, which is super important, putting us at a record of 6-5. Going 7-5 if we win the last war definitely locks us in for Masters. If we do lose, we got to sweat it out and hope the final rankings kind of shake the right way for us. But step 1 over. Everything we got for war number 12. And thanks for stopping by. Catch you for war 12.